Hello, everybody. Welcome to our podcast. I have a special guest with us today, Maddie McCrea. Maddie, why don't you say hello?
Hi,
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, how are you spending your afternoon so far? Doing anything special?
Mostly schoolwork. My teachers have been signing a lot recently, and I don't know why, but mostly schoolwork and basketball.
Sounds good. Well, I'd love to get started with our interview today. So, I'll just ask you a couple questions. First of all, where were you born?
I was born in Trenton, New Jersey, which is
Okay.
fun
And
because now I live in Allentown, New Jersey.
you live in Allentown? Oh, that's awesome. How old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay.
I'm, but I turn 17 in June, so I'm young for my grade.
Are you excited to be turning 17?
I would be, but under the normal circumstances, I'm kind of not, because then I don't get to get my license right away and I have to wait.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens, right? If everything starts to open up soon, maybe you'll get it sooner rather than later, but we'll
Yeah.
see, right?
Hopefully.
So you said you attend Allentown High School,
Yes.
and what year will you graduate?
I'm graduating next year, 2021.
So you're a junior currently.
Yes.
Perfect. That's great. So can you tell us a little bit about your family?
So my dad, he is the biggest advocate for me playing basketball, and because he played basketball in high school. He also played football in high school, and then he played like club football in college, and then afterwards he was a football coach. But he also coached my younger sister's rec basketball teams, so he's kind of been around sports his entire life.
Okay, that's cool. How about mom?
Mom played softball and field hockey in high school, and then she ended up playing field hockey in college, and she also coached field hockey at the high school and middle school levels.
Wow. And how about your siblings?
So my brother, he's a year older than me. He's a senior right now, but he'll be going to Salisbury University next year, and he's going to be playing football there.
How
Um,
about now? He's a senior now?
yes,
Wow. So how does he feel about this whole coronavirus quarantine?
he's actually loving it because he he doesn't play any spring sports or anything, and there's nothing really for him to do anymore except for work, get his uh, classes done, and then play on the Xbox. So he's enjoying it.
Well, I guess he's taking it with a good attitude and good perspective. And how about your siblings? Your other siblings?
Kayla is 2 years younger than me. She's a freshman, and she plays field hockey, and she played for the freshman and the JV team. She's pretty good. And then she plays varsity basketball with me. We played a lot together this year, and I really enjoyed playing with her because we just worked really well together. And then Molly, she's the youngest. She's the baby. She's in seventh grade. She's not really a baby, but she also plays field hockey, and she also plays basketball too.
Wow. Sounds like you guys were all athletes in your family, which is fantastic.
Yep. Super
Now, I
competitive.
had the pleasure of watching Kayla because her and Gabby played together last year with Short Shots in AAU, and she's just a phenomenal kid. I just loved her attitude. She's always got a smile on her face. She was always a hard worker, really good at passing. So I have a question for you. When she was on your team and you played together, what was it like knowing that you had your sister on the court with you at the same time?
It was much better, like, for me, playing with someone I've played with my entire life. I knew I could count on her for certain things. I knew how she played, just like she knew how I played. So we complemented each other very well. We were very, like, we executed the pick and roll very well this season. Like, it was unstoppable. So I was just glad that I got the opportunity to have her with me on varsity, like someone with her skill set and her knowledge.
That's fantastic. And the nice thing is you'll have another year to do it next year before you go off to college.
Yeah, it's nice. Even though I like tease her a lot and like we fight a little, it's like I know I can always count on her, like on and off the court.
That's really awesome. That's really cool. So let's go on a little bit more. So what do you do besides basketball? What hobbies do you have?
I like to bake if I get enough time, and read and watch Netflix.
Okay. So you say you like to bake. So what would you like to bake? Like, what would be your thing? If you could go and bake right now, what would you be making?
Probably cookies. My
Okay. What kind of cookies?
um, I'm really good at chocolate chip cookies. I can like make them in my sleep now. But I also like to make snickerdoodles when for like the right occasion. But
All right. Well, let's say that you could read any book, or what would you want to read right now? What kind of books would you want to read?
um, I don't really know. My like the range of what I read is all over the place. Like I could read a sports book, I could read like a mystery book. Like I don't really have like a certain genre I read. I read everything.
Okay. Do you have a particular author that you really like to read?
Oh yeah, I have. Her name is Sarah Moss. She's written a couple of series that I loved, and I read the entire thing.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So Netflix, what's good on Netflix these days?
Right now, I am obsessed with Criminal Minds. I watch it every day.
What what season are you on now?
I'm only on season 3 because I had to take a little break for schoolwork and basketball. But now I'm back to watching it every day, and I'm almost on season 4.
Ooh, man, sounds like fun. So let's move on a little bit and maybe talk about, what your basketball career has been like so far. So what position do you play?
I am a small forward, but for my high school, I play a little bit of guard too since we have so many like post players, and I am able to uh, play multiple positions.
Okay, well, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
So at 6 foot tall, are you one of the taller kids in the class in your team? Because you say you have multiple post players. So who's the tallest person?
Well, it's me, but there are people who are. Well, like I have some teammates who are a little bit shorter than me, but not super short, but they only play the post position. So if they're in with me, I would be pushed to guard, and then they would be post. But I'd kind of be like a swing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does make sense. I mean, the nice thing is that you're getting an opportunity to play a variety of positions. Playing the guard, playing, post. You're all over the court, and it's going to give you more experience and make you more well-rounded, which is really a good thing, actually. So, if you could choose any word to describe yourself, what would it be and why?
I think the word I would use would be genuine. I tell it as it is, but I'm also like sincere. I value honesty a lot. I joke a lot, and I'm like a really big goofball. But when I say something I truly mean, you there'll never be a doubt that I don't mean it with integrity and genuine feeling.
That's cool. I can appreciate that. It's nice to have a genuine person because, anymore there's so many things, so many different types of people out there, and with social media and especially Snapchat and Instagram, you don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. And it's just nice to have a genuine person, somebody that you can count on, when you need something. And just having a genuine friend is just priceless.
I agree. I have a lot of genuine friends, and it's nice because for a while I had a lot of toxic friendships. So now my I was friends with everybody, but now I have like a really small circle of genuine friends that I just trust, and I know will be there for me, like I will be there for them.
Well, that's good, especially since you're getting ready to, become a senior and eventually moving on to college. It's really important to figure out, who you're going to keep in your circle and making sure that your circle of friends is really tight and has people that you can count on, especially if something were to happen.
Yep.
That's to me, that's priceless. It's really important. So, when did you start playing basketball?
I started playing about 4th or 5th grade. I don't remember the actual like date, but it was around that
Okay.
time.
So, how did you get started?
It was kind of hard for me to get started. I really didn't want to play, and I ended up being bribed onto the court. After a lot of kicking and screaming and refusing to go into the gym, I ended up being bribed on the court, and I've been playing ever since.
So were you kicking and screaming more because you're afraid at the time, or you're scared, or are you like shy, or what do you think?
I think around like fourth, fifth grade, May was more shy and really didn't want to try new things. And there was like a lot of people who were better than me and have been playing for longer, and people I didn't know. So it's hard for me to get into like a new environment and do something brand new when other people who obviously have more experience than me were there.
Well, it's nice that you actually, went out of your comfort zone and gave it a try. Now look at you. All these years later, you're still playing basketball and you're really good at it. So it's a good thing you went out there. And who bribed you, mom or dad?
Actually, it wasn't either. Ryan Weesey, I she was a senior when I was a freshman, but she bribed me onto the court. And her mom was
And were you
actually my coach freshman year.
Okay. Now, were you happy that she actually bribed you after you got done playing?
Yes, I did.
That's good. Well, I guess you can thank her, as you get closer to playing in college, and when you become successful, you can think back and thank her and say, you know what, if it wasn't for you bribing me to go on the court, I probably never would have played. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, what other sports did you play growing up?
I played soccer for 6 years, and we had a pretty good soccer team. We were all very close friends, but I just got to the point where soccer just wasn't fun for me anymore, and I didn't want to play. So that's when I actually quit my travel team 7th grade, but then I played soccer for my middle school in 8th grade, and after that, I was just done with soccer. And prior to that, I danced for 5 years. I did ballet, tap, and jazz for the first year, but then I really didn't like ballet, so I just continued with tap and jazz.
All right, that sounds like fun. I mean, it seems like you're well-rounded and you tried different things. Plus, the dance is really good, and the soccer is really good for your footwork. So I'm sure it kind of helped you along the way too.
Yeah, especially for soccer, I was a goalie, so we like had to have quick like reflexes and footwork. So I think that definitely helped me in the long run.
That's fantastic. What do you enjoy the most about the game of basketball?
Um, I enjoy all the friends I make and the feeling that like when I'm out on the court, there's like nothing on my mind. It's just me and a ball with my teammates playing a game that I love and hopefully winning. But it's just nice knowing that I'm surrounded by people who love the sport as much as I do and are putting their all into everything.
Yeah, that is a nice feeling. So, who are your basketball role models?
I my basketball role models are Steph Curry and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, I've always looked up to. He's an amazing person, and he was a huge advocate for women's basketball. So I think that made me like look up to him even more. And Steph Curry is always working to improve his game. I always see like videos of him just going at it, shooting, dribbling. They're I always see them on my Instagram. I have no idea why. They just pop up. But he also tries to make a difference in the world with his Nothing But Nets campaign, which I think is an amazing thing to give back what like you work for.
That's cool. I do admire Kobe Bryant, and I think the fact that he had daughters maybe kind of influenced his mindset. And I think any person, any dad that has a daughter, comes to respect women's sports, and you kind of view them differently. And now, watching girls play, I just really enjoy their style. I enjoy their skills. I enjoy, how close they work together. They're very passionate, but just the camaraderie alone on the court, just amazing. And I just love seeing the girls become successful. So that's the most important thing I love. I love the most.
Yes, I get that.
So tell me about your high school basketball career so far.
My freshman year, we went to our state finals We played against Ewing, which by then we didn't beat in 5 years, and we lost to them. But it was a really close game. We came back in the third quarter, and I tied it with a buzzer beater shot.
Wow.
Yeah, but then we spent all of our energy trying to just come back and keep battling, that by the fourth quarter we kind of just fell apart. But I will always remember that state game. It was a great feeling. Cool. And then freshman year, we also went to our county tournament semifinals, and we got to play in the Sunbank Arena. The whole school was there. It was great. It was an amazing experience, even though we lost. But it was just an amazing experience for me.
How did you like playing in that arena?
I loved it, actually. I loved how much room around the court, but then it sounds weird, but I love how much room there was around the court, and then the stands were just huge, and they're just filled, and they're just people cheering, and our flock, which is our student section for sports, was there. Everybody came out to support us, which is amazing. You can't ask for anything more in a school.
That's pretty cool. What about your sophomore year?
My sophomore year, we were successful, but not as successful as my freshman year. We made it to the semifinals of states, and we ended up beating Ewing, who we lost to prior to that the prior year in the state finals. We beat them at their place, but then we ended up losing in the finals. But it was a great feeling to finally beat Ewing, because earlier in the season we lost to them in overtime by 1. So it was great to come back in states and end up beating them for a spot in states.
Now, is Ewing close to you guys, or are they your rival high school?
They are not our rival high school. Notre Dame is our rival high school, but Ewing, for a long time, it was we were always battling on the basketball court. I don't know about boys basketball, but girls basketball, it was very tough competition against them. We always wanted to beat them. They always wanted to keep their winning streak against us. So it made for a really good game.
That's pretty cool. How about your junior year?
My junior year, we made it to the quarterfinals of states and MCTs. We didn't go that far this year. I think it was mostly because my teammates don't usually play year-round, and I think it was getting a little too much for them, especially with spring sports starting up, so they weren't as invested as they were at the start of the season. But we did pretty good, and I'm proud that we made it to the quarterfinals of states and MCTs. I just wish we could have gone a little bit farther.
Yeah, I think it's hard because the way that the seasons run, it's like one season runs right into the next. And if you're a multi-sport athlete, it's almost like you're getting pulled in 5 different directions.
It's really tough.
And unfortunately, it's when it's playoff time for one sport, it's hard because really all of your energy should be focused on that. And it's just cool though that you guys advanced so far and you've had success in the last 3 years. And it seems like you and your teammates are just gelling and working together. And now that you have your sister along your side, I mean, you're going to be in a good position going forward next year. Well, let's talk about some awards and your in school and things like that, around basketball and if you're honor roll or anything like that. Can you mention that, please?
So my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, I am on honor roll. I have been since middle school, actually. I've made honor roll every year. My sophomore year for basketball, I was 3rd team all conference, which was great award for me to receive, especially my sophomore year, and with everybody in my conference who were great players. So it was really a big step for me, I guess, just recognizing that I can be great and hang with all these players who are also great, and getting first team and MVP. So that was a very big honor for me. And then This year, I was first team all CBC and second team all area for basketball.
So what was the difference? I mean, because you made a big jump from third team, all Colonial Valley to first team. What was the big contribution? What made you made that big jump?
I think it was just my ethnic change. I became more invested. I was working every single day, running, um, shooting, doing a workout, and it's a big step from my sophomore year because my sophomore year I was just barely doing anything to skate by. So my junior year, I feel like I became more invested in it.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I remember seeing you. I guess it would have been this time last year. And I remember I would see you in between tournament games after watching Kayla and Gabby play. I would go over and watch you play. And then I watch you like towards the end of the season. And I said something to your mom. I said, Maddie looks totally different. And, what she said exactly what you said. She said that, Maddie's been training, 4 or 5 days a week. She's been doing some running. She's been doing some strength and conditioning and she's been doing a lot of basketball training. And I'll tell you what, I mean, it really made a big difference. I mean, there's a major change in your body. You got faster, you got stronger. And I think it translated too, and because your skills improved. So I think overall, it kind of helped you. So, I mean, if there's a lesson to be learned, it's that if you put hard work in, if you really concentrate and focus and you set goals and work towards them, that you're going to see improvement. And you really, the proof is in the pudding in what you showed this year, which
Thank
is fantastic. So, what do you think were your strengths this season?
My strengths were definitely being able to lead the team. For the past, since I've been at high school, our captains have only been seniors. And this year, my coach chose me to be a captain as a junior. And it caused a little bit of a problem with some of the other seniors who have been playing since they were freshmen. But we got over it because they saw what my coach saw, and she was like, I need you to lead this team how I know you can lead the team. And so I did that. I think that's definitely one of my strengths, being able to lead the team. Scoring was definitely one of my strengths. On offense, my team really looked up to me to be like the main scorer, and teams were really trying to shut me down. I got boxed and won a lot this season. And then I was one of my other strengths is being the last line of defense. We usually play zone, but when we press, I'm usually in the back because I can move fast. I can anticipate where the ball is going to go. And I'm also tall. So I kind of intimidate little guards who are driving down the lane against me.
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
Back to like leading the team. My freshman year, it was really rough because all of the seniors did not get to get along. We had really bad team chemistry. A lot of the seniors and one junior was really jealous of another senior. So I think this year, me along with my other captain, we really tried to make sure that there was no drama, and we made sure that everybody was a part of the team and we had good team chemistry, which is amazing since my freshman and my sophomore year, I can just remember not really having a good team chemistry, not really being able to enjoy it.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. I think that, when you have good team chemistry and everybody gets along and everybody, works together for a common goal, it makes a big, big difference. So what I would say is, continue to be a leader on the court. Continue to go out there and just produce, and everything's going to happen. I mean, if you go out there and try your best and you're giving your best effort, everybody's going to follow along and they're just going to follow your lead. So let's switch a little bit. What do you think were your weaknesses this year? Like, what are some things that you need to work on in the future?
I think my biggest weakness this year was getting frustrated over the little things that I could not control. I just need to learn how to just play my game and not worry about the things that I can't control.
Yeah, I mean that's really the toughest part is that mental aspect. You just try to, if you have a great play, you build on it, and if you don't have such a great play, you kind of shake it off and just keep on going. So, what are some personal goals that you're working on this off season to get better?
My biggest one is raising my foul shot percentage. It wasn't horrible, but it's not where I want it to be. So I've been taking 20 foul shots and trying to get 80% every single day. And if I don't, then I start over until I get 80%. I've been working on making layups in traffic, which again was not horrible this season, but there was a few opportunities where I missed layups that could have definitely changed the game, like down the road, and I want to get better on that and make sure that the little layups in traffic with someone trying to block me, I'm able to finish. And I'm working on faster feet and getting better in shape.
That's pretty awesome. So, what is if you had to think about it, what's your most memorable moment from this basketball
This
season?
basketball season is my most memorable moment was winning the Trenton game at their new place. They just got a brand new gym. It was winning the game at their place at the buzzer in overtime by a layup. Me.
Now, who scored the layup? That is a great moment. Then you hit the buzzer beating shot and you win the game, and it just take it home, which is fantastic. Well,
Thank you.
congratulations
I think
to
it
you.
was the most memorable because the Trenton fans are always intense. The parents sit right behind their bench. They yell at us the entire game. The announcer is leading the yells. The cheerleaders are right under the baskets, like yelling miss it when we're shooting foul shots.
Seems pretty hostile.
It definitely was, but I think it was the most memorable because they definitely thought that Trenton was going to blow us out, and we came out and we fought and we battled and we ended up beating them in overtime by a buzzer beater.
Wow, that sounds like a great time. I mean, a wonderful experience. And the thing is, when you're in those tough situations, it only makes you better. It makes you stronger, and it prepares you for the future. Because going to play in a big time high school basketball game, college basketball game, the crowds are going to be larger, the fans are going to be crazier, and it's going to be even louder and more chaotic. So if you can survive a game in Trenton where you can win in overtime when the crowd's going wild, I think you'll be good going forward. So let me ask you: are you interested in playing basketball?
Yes, I definitely am.
Okay, so what makes you want to play basketball in college?
There was a period of time where getting into basketball was really rough for me, and just like being invested in it and having to do all the work. But now, as I get older, I can appreciate it more, and I tried to imagine my life, like my college life without basketball, and it's not like a possible future for me. I love the game, and I don't want my basketball career to end with high school.
Okay. So what kind of things are you thinking about? What factors are important to you when you decide on a school?
I am not picky at all. I can go big, small, medium, but the thing that matters to me most is I have to like feel it when I walk on campus. If I don't feel it, no matter how much um I like the school or the campus or whatever, but I don't want to regret going to that school. I want to make sure it's the right fit and that I don't want to transfer after my first year.
Now, would you want to stay close by home, or would you want to go far away?
I don't want to go super far away, but I don't want to stay close to home either. I'm kind of like right in the middle.
Okay, I can understand that, having some freedom and being able to, enjoy the college experience too. But again, not being away too far, but not too close. It's like in between. So, when you play college basketball, there's going to be a lot of practice, games, traveling, and then the workload of your school is going to be tough. So how are you going to be able to
I
juggle that?
think this year was very helpful for me because my classes have definitely stepped up along with my workouts and my basketball. So I've kind of learned to manage that better this year, a lot better than I have in the past. I've had straight A's the entire year, where in previous futures I've been falling, or previous years I've been falling behind in just like one class, but now I've focused on every single class and making sure I maintain that A. So I feel like now I have much better like planning with like my time and making sure if I need help I go get it.
That's like so important, time management, and then also knowing the people to go to and any resources that you need to tap in order to be successful. So we're getting to the tail end of our podcast here. So if you could say something to potential coaches, potential schools, what would it be about yourself, and why should they consider you for their team?
I am a very versatile player. I am mostly a post, but I have learned to adapt to any position or role that my coach needs me to play, which I feel is very important in the game of basketball because you never know when something might happen and your coach needs you to go play a different position, or they need you to stop scoring and play more defense or anything like that.
That's great. I just want to say a couple of things. First of all, I want to say thank you. This has been a wonderful experience. I like learning about you. Like I said, I've gotten the opportunity to know your sister just because she, has played with my daughter Gabby, and I've seen you at tournaments play, and I've got a little bit of opportunity to kind of talk to you, but not in depth like this. And I can't help but root for you going forward. And I know you're going to do great things this summer and next winter or fall or winter, I guess. You're going to have a great basketball season, and I can't wait to follow you and to see where life takes you.
Thank you
But I
so
just want to
much.
wish you good luck too.
Thank you. You too.
All right, take care, Maddie.